Man Utd are desperate to sell Mason Greenwood before the team's summer tour of the United States amid fears the forward may have to join up with the squad. United will have to allow Greenwood to report back for pre-season training if they can't agree on a deal with his many suitors, reports the Daily Star. The player spent last season on loan at Spanish club Getafe and is keen to leave United for good, but they want £35 million. Lazio, Napoli, and Juventus are all keen on the Englishman but don't have the finances to cough up United's asking price. The squad report back to Carrington on July 8, and Greenwood is expected to show up if he's still contracted to the club. The dilemma then becomes whether or not to allow Greenwood to travel to America next month if he hasn't been sold. Real Sociedad are watching the Alexander Isak saga with keen interest. Chelsea are reportedly preparing a £115 million bid for the Newcastle striker. He joined the Magpies from Sociedad, who inserted a 10% sell-on clause into the deal. According to El Diario Vasco, Sociedad are attentive to the situation and hoping that a windfall is heading their way. Paulo Dybala is a summer target for the club, with Erik Ten Hag understood to be driving the club's interest in the Argentine. United were previously linked with a move for Dybala when he was on Juventus' books, but he's since moved to Roma. Italian newspaper Il Messaggero understand that the frontman is yet to hold talks over a new contract at the Stadio Olimpico, which would rid of his £10 million release clause. When quizzed on his future, Dybala confessed, "Italy has given me everything. It'd be hard to leave, but of course, you always have the curiosity and wonder how you'd do in leagues as good as La Liga and the Premier League, where there are great teams and great players." Liverpool are reportedly interested in Atalanta star Ademola Lookman. That is according to Calciomercato, who claim that the Reds are among a clutch of Premier League sides interested. It is suggested that both Chelsea and Manchester United are chasing him too. Atalanta do not want to sell but may be forced to cash in should they receive an offer in excess of £50 million. Lookman has scored 32 goals for Atalanta across 2 seasons since joining from RB Leipzig. He previously played for Merseyside rivals Everton but scored just 4 goals in 48 games for the Toffees. United's Todibo interest. It has been believed that the Reds hold a strong interest in Todibo during the summer transfer window, and that theory appeared to be backed up by Radcliffe recently. However, hopes of completing a deal were dashed by UEFA after they declared that a transfer between Nice and United would be in breach of their UEFA multi-club ownership rules, considering both teams are competing against each other in the Europa League this season. Journalist Sasha Tavolieri reports that Ineos have appointed a Swiss lawyer to fight their battle over UEFA's decision to block Todibo's move to United. The centre-back was one of Nice star men last season, and a move for a defender is high on United's list of priorities this summer. Liverpool are one of the clubs. Joshua Kimmich is said to be open to joining if he leaves Bayern Munich this summer. The Germany midfielder, 28, has entered the final year of his deal at the Allianz Arena and continues to be linked with a transfer. Unsurprisingly, and not for the first time, Kimmich is understood to be attracting Premier League interest in the wake of his current contract situation. Various reports have indicated that Kimmich is receptive to the idea of leaving Bayern in the transfer window, with the German giants ready to cash in given new head coach Vincent Kompany is pursuing a deal for Fulham enforcer João Palhinha. Kimmich has been on the radar of Liverpool previously, and Sky Sport Germany report that the Reds are among a cluster of elite European clubs that the playmaker would consider joining if a transfer away from the Bundesliga were to materialise. West Ham United have revived their interest in Manchester United defender Aaron Wan-Bissaka, according to The Times. The 26-year-old is surplus to requirements at Old Trafford, paving the way for West Ham to land the former Crystal Palace right-back, who cost United £50 million. United triggered the year option in Wan-Bissaka's contract last season, but with just 12 months remaining on his deal and the player behind Diego Dalot in the pecking order, they are likely to try and cash in this summer. A cut price fee of around £12 million could be enough to land the defender who has attracted interest from Serie A, including AC Milan. Aston Villa have rejected a big money offer from Tottenham for Jacob Ramsey. England under-21 star Ramsey, who starred for the Villains in 2022-23, spent much of last season out injured. But Spurs are keeping tabs on Villa's financial situation and made an offer of £20 million, plus Argentina international Giovanni Lo Celso, for the homegrown midfielder. It was turned down by Villa, who insist they want to keep Ramsey at the club this summer. Man Utd have upped the ante in their bid to sign Ronald Araujo from Barcelona in the summer. According to Sport, the Catalan side are struggling to convince the 25-year-old Uruguayan to extend his stay beyond 2026. And United have now reportedly told Araujo they will double his salary should he agree to a £63.5 million move. According to Fabrizio Romano, Serhou Guirassy is set to join Borussia Dortmund. The Stuttgart striker has a release clause with Dortmund are willing to pay, and the club have now agreed personal terms with Guirassy. Euro 2024 star Arda Güler could potentially be on the way to Anfield. Liverpool have reportedly made contact with Real Madrid regarding the playmaker's services, as per Spanish outlet Marca. Güler has been linked with a move away from the Santiago Bernabeu after a tricky first season, as well as more severe competition. And the Reds are aiming to take advantage with a swoop. But a deal won't be easy. It is suggested that Real Madrid are not keen on selling Güler, who was only signed last summer. The 19-year-old has 5 years remaining on his contract. He has scored once in 2 Euro 2024 appearances. Liverpool are considering moves to strengthen 3 positions this summer, with a new centre-back, defensive midfielder, and forward on the cards. 18-year-old Lille star Lenny Yoro is among Liverpool's defensive targets, but there is a widespread belief that he is set to join Real Madrid instead. It is understood that Liverpool will only make a move if the right player is available, but departures could change their plans. Goalkeeper Calvin Kelleher is available for £25 million, while it will take bids of more than £50 million to tempt Liverpool into selling Luis Diaz. The likes of Tyler Morton, James McConnell, and Bobby Clark could also be shipped out on loan.